All right, everyone, let's go ahead and get started. Let me know how my audio is. Might be a little loud. Let me turn that down just a little bit. All right, give me an audio check and we'll get into these charts. I'm going to run for about, 45 minutes to an hour. It's Friday, so definitely a little bit tired, but we'll look at these charts and see how we ended the week. So just waiting for that audio check. Leave me a thumbs up if you guys are new. Basically what we do in these live streams is, usually I just kind of do a quick summary of kind of where we left off, and then we look at subscriber stock picks, charts you guys want me to look at, and in general I just comment on the things you ask me questions about. So leave a comment. Try not to try to keep your picks, your charts, to one or two. I can't get to everybody's, but as people start piling in, so that we have an opportunity to look at everybody's charts. All right, audio's good. We're going to start off. So let's look at the cues. I know there's, there's some volatility, but it wasn't that bad, really. I mean, on the daily chart, look, someone mentioned that they just can't seem to make money with the swing trades. Well, my swing short that I've been talking about in triple Qs hasn't played out yet. So there's really no, it's the same thing. If I go back to this last swing short right up in here, I started talking about it, basically right in there. So a couple weeks, basically, week and a half or so, 2 weeks is where I really just continued day in and day out talking about it. So I think that's where we're at. We can go a little higher, though, so you got to leave room. If you're looking at a swing position, don't expect to just make money the day you enter that swing position. Again, we're trying to catch the top here, but I'm not trying to catch, if this is ripping up, I'm not saying, oh, let's buy this, guys, it's rallying. What I'm trying to do is say catch the top for the next move lower. Very similar to like Netflix, all right? And someone talked about that, it looks like. Netflix, again, I was trying to catch the bottom and looked like a buy right down in this area here. That was where it was basically divergent low right there. So there's your bullish divergence. And that's where I said, okay, it's probably going to bottom and we're probably going to fill the gap. And there it is. You basically have filled it. It's not quite there, but close enough. So it's the same thing, right? Like day in and day out, maybe you didn't make money in here. Maybe you were losing money on the noise, the hourly candles and the choppiness. Because, look, if you were right in here, you probably got frustrated because it's like rallies up, breaks down, rallies up, breaks down. All right, so, if you're taking too big of positions and you can't manage that volatility, then, yeah, you're going to lose money. So doesn't mean the swing trade didn't work out, though, and it did. So just understand what a swing trade is, and that's a trending trade, but so that's what we're looking for on triple Qs is we're getting positioned for that next leg lower. Yeah, I would take profit in Netflix just because it's got a gap fill. It's probably going to overshoot it a little bit. It's so close to the gap, but I don't know. That's a profit target in my mind. So we're getting positioned on this one. If I go down to the hourly, so I had on the smaller time frames, I was trying to give you guys kind of how I was reading it today. I had this originally. We didn't have all the data at some point, but I was looking at it was kind of like this, I think, on the 5 minute. But finally, we got enough data here on this 15 minute. So it's still a flag, you guys. It's still a bear flag. It doesn't mean it's going to play out, but there's your flag pole. There's your flag. And, we break down and head down to the target. Just didn't play out today. And I didn't expect it to, really, to be honest. I didn't think it was just going to all of a sudden crash on a Friday. It was just going to float up, all day, and that's basically what it did. So still looking for that move down, that resolution to the downside on triple Qs next week. Should come next week if we're going to get it. And if we don't get it, then we have to reevaluate what things are looking like. Do we start stopping out or not? I'm not looking to stop out just because this flag pattern doesn't play out. But the other thing I want to point out is the futures. Look at these futures. NASDAQ futures. I was watching these as well. Here's the hourly chart. Okay, so look. Support, 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 break, rally. That's a back test, okay? That was a break of that trend line right there, of that horizontal line. And it just rallied all day today and did a back test. Kind of made it look like it was going to do it a couple times, but in general, look, spiked here, didn't quite get there. Finally got there, overshot it a little, but at the end of the day, back below there, okay? So you got to give these things a little room. If you're loading up on a big, heavy position size and you're not willing to take any kind of losses against your position, then you're not going to make money, because you're just going to get stopped out. So every time, afraid of taking on any kind of losses. Charts aren't rigid to the penny. It's not like you can jump in on the penny and boom, you start making money and you're great. You have to, it's kind of flexible. Zones are, these trend lines that I point out are levels where this is where the algos are going to run games too. As you run up to a level, the algo is going to pop it. They're going to try to run stops. Then they're going to roll it down, okay? So you almost expect that kind of stuff to happen. And so that's why when I see us breaking levels, or, today at this point it kind of started ripping higher on the 1 minute candle. It was just rallying right into resistance. Nothing technically was changed. And as we got up here, I said, okay, I'm going to add to my short. Now, if we break above here, then that changes that, all right? But as of right now, it's a rally, it's a breakdown and a rally into resistance. Looking for that, really looking for that, basically, down here. Okay? That's all I have on that, and triple Qs should follow. Okay, so looking for that 284.75 area. And there's just no change there. I just don't see any reason to not to really worry. So I went home short. Let's see these SPY futures. Let me look here. Let's see if I can find that level. Yeah, I mean it's basically right about there. I'd probably put it right about there. All right, and I see it rally, overshoot, and pretty much a back test and closing right at that level, kind of keeping everyone guessing on that one. Okay, so no change. I still think we're probably going to go down here. Now, when we get down here, all right, I don't know. Am I going to say, all right, is that it? What I'll probably do, guys, just to let you know ahead of time, in case I'm not at my desk or whatever, here's triple Qs. All right, this is the hourly chart. So this is pretty much the whole bull rally we've been in. And I'm hearing comments like, oh, this rally's got legs and everything's great. And that's how everybody gets at the top, guys. So I heard that back here. All right, back in here, it's the exact same stuff I heard. All the perma bulls come out and they're just just happy, and and then they get crushed. So not to say that that's going to happen, but that's the kind of stuff you hear. Nobody's looking for the market to move down right here. They're at least retail people. They just jump on trends basically. So I'm watching this, all right? If we get down here next week, I'll probably cover my short trade, to be honest. And then I'll wait for a break of this trend line, okay? So boom, cover, all right? And then from there, take my profit, wait, sit back and wait and see. You could go long if you wanted. I don't know if I will, but maybe get a little bounce, and then I won't reshort it though until we break the trend line. The next sell signal would come on a break of the trend line. Otherwise, you could rally, do another high. There's lots of potential there. So for now, that's what I'm looking for, and that's going to be a move. It's about 2.5% from that short. And I really started entering the short. Really, if you look at it last week, or not last week, early this, not yesterday, I guess, I started shorting. I think I started shorting right in here. And then today I covered my short on the gap down, went long, rallied up, started reshorting at 291. 291.50, I took a position, I know that, and then at the end of the day I took another position right there. So I'm kind of short, in this area, all right, and that's it. It's a, you know, I don't expect to just be profitable from day one. I'm taking a position, building a position in an area of resistance, looking for that move down. And if we do get the move, then, you know, we'll catch that. And that is all I have on that, guys. So hopefully I'm clear on where I think things are going. The other thing is, I mean, you look at the 15-minute chart on this one, and it's like this channel, it was just kind of an algorithmic channel. It's pretty easy to spot, basically, especially towards the end of the day. So this rip rally here, when it was like just rallying, I was like, okay, you're going to go. They filled the gap. That's one thing. Basically filled it. They didn't quite fill it, but pretty much close enough. So they filled the gap. You also had this resistance here. All right, so as they were spiking into this area, I was like, that looks like a good spot to short. And I posted in the member group that I was adding to my short right there. Okay, then it kind of came down, and so that part was profitable so far, and we'll see if we can get the follow through to the downside. All right, hopefully that's clear. If anything is confusing there, you guys let me know in the comments. I know I got a lot of scribbles and stuff, and I'm just trying to, you know, put out what's going on in my head, but hopefully I'm clear there. Let's look at some other stuff. HMY, yeah, that was good. Yeah, I had some of that. I started taking some profit on that. I started lightening up, actually, honestly, on my gold miners, especially into the weekend. They just, a lot of those started hitting some things, and I think there's maybe some more upside, but that, I don't know. I'm a little iffy now. It's had a pretty good rally. Here's HMY. Obviously, there was your downward bearish or bullish falling wedge. And then also you had bullish divergence right there. Okay. And boom, just ripping to the upside, you know, 90%. Coming into some resistance, it looks like. If I roll out on the daily, it's like, there's 2015 low support. There's COVID support. Kind of held through here support. Then it seemed to be resistance, and we're kind of there now. So it might struggle. I think it's likely going to struggle. It could continue higher from here, but I think it's likely going to struggle and probably get a pullback. So that's what I'd be watching on that one. And then the other one that I took off today was this. I had some of this MTA. And I took that one off as well. Pretty much hitting resistance, it looks like. There's your downward channel, like that. Okay, and boom, resistance right there. So I like that as a zone. And then also, looks like there's a little bit of, yeah. In general, I think that's a good spot to take that off, at least for now. Probably get a pullback down to this trend line right here. All right, Tesla. So on Tesla, oh, hey guys, real quick, I am going on vacation. I'm heading out early tomorrow morning. I'll be gone all week. I will bring my laptop with me, so I'll be able to, you know, follow the markets and probably do some trading in the morning. But and I do have the software to make videos on that laptop, so I can maybe do that. I don't have a good microphone, but I think I can still probably make some videos. So let me see about that. But if anything, I definitely will be posting in the member group, and I'll be posting things as I see them. I just won't be as tuned into the markets. So, but again, we're at the low volume, choppy time of the year. So, you know, I'm not trying to load the boat on any kind of trade terribly, but all right. So Tesla is, you know, Tesla hit that support. My support was right there at 182. Again, another trade that I got right. I know that, you know, I think people that, if they're following me, if they lose money, they think I lose, you know, I get every trade wrong. And then there's obviously the perma bulls that are always trolling me that anytime the market goes up for a few days in a row, they love to say all my calls are wrong. It's just recency bias, I guess. But here's Tesla. We got this one right, and we hit our profit. My profit target had always been this 182.50 area. We hit it a while ago. right in here. So I took off my Tesla trade. I'm not short that right now. And we've been rallying. So for me on this one, you know, I have to see a definitive break of this. I think we could continue to rally. We might rally up to this 233. For me, there's just no trade here. I don't want to be involved in it. The cleaner trade was this triple top thing with this negative divergence right here. Boom, negative divergence. This trend line to watch, break of trend, and sell signal right in here. And just, that's a clean trade. Okay. You know, maybe there's this downtrend line right. Oh, let me grab the right tool. Sorry about that. I know I'm making a mess of my charts. Could be this downtrend line right about here. Now we're above it, but that's not a impulsive breakout right there. It's not what you want to see for like a buy signal. If I can look at the hourly, no real negative divergence, nothing that I'd fall in love with. So I don't know. It might want to just kind of do that, then fail. I don't know. No trade for me on that one for now, guys. I just don't have a strong opinion on it. XLF, yeah, this still looks fine. I'm short this one. I got short before the Fed. It was a starter position. I have not added to it, but I was playing around with the triple Qs today and some IWM. But this one, you know, rallied, and look, it's almost given up. Not quite, but we're already faded half that Fed rally, and I think we're going to fade the rest of it. So again, I think we're at the top or near the top, and that's why we build positions. We don't just take the whole position all at once. We kind of take a starter and then add to it at key levels, either back tests of resistance or breaks of support. Negative divergence still remains. So again, that was a divergent high, and it's starting to roll over. So we'll see what next week brings. I still like it. Oh, my stop condition on wheat. Okay, I'll show you, because this one obviously is kind of heading lower. All right, for me, the wheat ETN is not as clean. I like the futures, the ZW. Here's what I got on wheat futures. All right, I've got the support zone, resistance. It's like support right through there, support right through here. Bullish falling wedge as we're dropping to that support. It's about 745, and that's it. You know, I think we start breaking below that, then, and we might whip below it, but I'd look for that to be recovered. So a brief little whip through it and then a recovery, that's fine. But we start breaking it and holding and that's when I'm going to stop out. All right, I'll just take the loss on it. As of right now, it looks okay. You've got some bullish constructive charts. You've got, you know, I'm almost expecting a new low at this point. Like a brief undercut of that would make a lot of sense, especially if it can keep a bullish divergence intact. If it can't keep a bullish divergence, if it breaks this and the bullish divergence is no longer there, that's gonna be pretty bearish, and you might want to pull it. But so far it's okay. All right, nothing to completely stress about yet. All right, what else do you guys got? Charts. What do you guys want me to look at? Drop me a thumbs up. I got 29 thumbs up. Leave me a thumbs up if you guys are getting some value out of it. Hopefully I can put you on some winners. I can't guarantee that I will, though. Deck. Okay, deck. Negative divergence on the daily. On the RSI. Yep. So you've got some divergence that's kind of been building. So there's my trend line that I'd watch. It's yeah, there it is. Perfect. Little undercut there, but they snapped it right back up. Little false breakdown. I like that trend line on the daily for support, and then can't, you know, yeah, I'd probably go with like that. Okay, little overshoot here. I'd look for this to fail, to be honest, but you know what, Honestly, how I would trade this is I'd wait for a break of this trend line right here. Okay, support, support, support. All right, you're overshooting it. You could continue to overshoot. You start breaking back down, you're probably going to be a pretty swift move down to this trend line again. Probably get a little bounce there, but then ultimately you get a break. That's your sell signal. So for me, if you break back into this wedge, you could take a starter short. That's one way to play it, down to this, and then maybe to add to it if or when you break this trend line. And then if we start breaking, you know, you're going to probably flush right to the 200. So that's how I do that. It is a bearish rising wedge, so maybe this is just about over. More bearish than bullish, that's for sure. I would look for short opportunities more on that one. Stone and STNE. I've traded this one in the past, I think. I think it's been pretty choppy if I remember right. Well, not enough information. Not a lot of information. Look, you're kind of rising in price and you're rising in momentum. So, but that's not a divergence. It just shows, you know, it just shows rising price. Your divergence was really right there. You did have, that was a divergent low right there, and boom, you got a huge gap up. They sold into it. Now you're just kind of grinding higher while grinding higher in momentum. And you've got resistance right here. So for me, you know, you break that, you could rally. It's about right there at 1250 or so. Otherwise we could head lower. All right, EQT, is that oil? EQT. I know that everybody's piled into oil, energy, oil, yeah. Closing right at the 200-day moving average. So these are divergent highs, all right? It looks like it's kind of toppy. You take that 200-day out, it's probably started that bear or that correction, I guess. And I'd look for this low. I would look for that one. You got a little level right in here, all right? So it's about 3650-ish, somewhere right in there. So you probably are gonna, you know, you break that, boom, okay, you probably, and then once you break that, you're gonna likely start working your way lower, okay? Bigger picture, if this really wants to correct, and it would only do it in a sustained bear market. So if we're gonna get that next leg lower in the bear market, the oil stocks are likely gonna roll over in that leg. So they might be one of the better short opportunities. But here's your weekly chart. This is a big bear market. To me, it looks like oil just started a bull market. It's in a bull market. So I'd be more interested in buying dips, but that doesn't mean you don't get corrections. So if it was going to have a major correction, it could come down and test this trend line. All right. That would be a buy zone. But yeah, it could come down there, and that would be the buy zone for sure. And see the negative divergence on the weekly. All right, so I think, you know, start getting big weekly breakdowns. It's probably starting a big long correction. It might last a year, and it could bring it all the way down to that trend line. That's all I have on that one. Neo. Guys, if you are finding value in this and you're not a member, I do this every Saturday with the members only, and it's a smaller group typically, but I'm able to go through stuff in more detail. So if you're not a member, sign up. You know, I think there's some value there. It's $5 a month. I mean, what is that? Especially nowadays. Even if I give you, you know, even if you're not taking my trade ideas, but maybe I give you a different way to look at a chart, or I cover something that is in the same sector, there could be value there. So you'll see the link in the description on that one. Neo weekly, that's a nice breakout candle, huh? Did that all happen today or what? Let me look at the daily. Yeah, looks like they want to start running with this thing. Guys, one of the things that This is likely on the dollar weakness because we're seeing dollar weakness, and that's one of the reasons why the gold's been rallying. But just keep in mind, usually the last people to participate in a bear market rally are going to be the crap stocks. So the GMEs and the AMCs. Let me look at GME. Yeah, not really rallying. Yeah, I see AMC had a decent pop yesterday. 27% a day. So yeah, right up to the 200 and so far rejected. So there's resistance on Neo. You can see it right there. All right, and we're basically at it. So at resistance, that's it. It's going to be resistance until proven otherwise. Probably not enough history on the, and I mean, you look at the hourly. Look, you are diverging. I mean, this little, see it right there. So that little high, that's a divergent high. Doesn't mean it's going to be confirmed, and you know you could power through it, but as of right now it is, and it's at resistance. So, you know, I wouldn't want to be long or buy new longs or anything right there. Someone's asking if the QQQ daily still has negative divergence on both from August high. Let me look. I don't think we have like. I mean the August high. Way back here. Where's August high? Right there? No. No negative divergence from the August high on the daily chart. That's not how it works. Take my course if you haven't done so. Hopefully that's able to help you really spot these divergences. And unless I'm misunderstanding what you're saying, no, it doesn't have that. But my course does go through how to find these divergences and what to look for, and I really try to like point it out. This is exactly what you're looking for. So you can use that across multiple time frames depending on the scale that you're trading. It's just the shorter the time frame, the shorter the trade or the move. You know, divergences that are building on the daily often are good for big, you know, nice big swing trades. All right. TLT. I looked at it today. I saw your comment, Kevin. I looked at it. So this is another reason why like gold and tech is rallying, is because the interest rates are dropping, except they're only dropping on the long end, and that's not usually a good thing, at least for the economy. Institutions are buying bonds as a safety play, basically, is what's going on. So they're going into bonds looking for the safety play. Now, let's look at, this is run pretty hard. Let me go back to the daily. Yeah, well, your last reaction low was right in here, so we'll probably just mark that out. Probably need to look at the futures too, but I would say right there. Could run a little bit more, but we are coming into resistance. So, yeah, it's probably... I'm not going to short it, though, honestly. And I don't see a wedge. I mean, if you want to... Yeah, I'd look at that. You know, my short would probably come on a break of that trend line, and I just wouldn't be interested in shorting it otherwise. All right. Let's see here. You went short on Netflix. Okay. Give it a little room because you got to, expect the algos and the market makers running stops. That gap's very obvious. So they play games around key levels. And so you might want to give it a little room. But that would make sense to me. Newmont or New Crest. What's new? Nucor. It's like iron ore, I believe. Steel. Just give me a second on that one. Let's see. Somewhere right there. That's my hourly. Yeah, there's my daily. There it is. Daily upward trend line. I had this trend line. This is coming off the June. 2020 lows. It's already been violated, and if I roll this out, or yeah, could be a backtest into resistance. Okay, that is possible. There is big. This is a big level right in here. I might not have the level exactly right, but we'll just call it right there at 146. We'll just 146 flat. We'll just call it there. And that is a big level. So we've overshot it. Clearly, like, you had a breakout back test. It made it look strong today. No divergences really on the daily here. Okay. There is the potential, as this is a bearish rising wedge. No divergences, though, on the daily. At least I don't think. Let me look. Yeah, I don't. Well, hold on. Yeah, no divergences on the daily. Unless you want to consider today. If I roll out, it just depends on what happens next week. See, if they start to sell off next week, then yeah, it will be a divergence. Or if it just kind of holds and this starts to turn down, you are going to have that negative divergence on the daily RSI. It's not enough information to say it's concrete as of now. Here's how I would trade this one, honestly. If you're long, maybe you could stay long, but with this caveat, it's a conditional analysis. If we break this level, 146, and it's got to be impulsive, not just a little wick below and then a recovery. Impulsive breakdown on the daily, then that's probably it for that bear rally. And but again, I can't even say that this isn't a bear market, to be honest. Here's the all-time high. It fell 50%. This is a commodity trade, so I'm more interested in being long these things, to be honest. But it could go in waves. We could go in waves, could go sideways. So I would just watch that level because I see that as a key level. Look, that's support. Big breakdown candle. Let me zoom in. See that breakdown candle? Oh, sorry guys. I'm trying to zoom in here. See that breakdown candle right there on the daily. My cursor should be over it. Okay, it just helps validate. When that level broke, boom, it was waterfall selling. Okay, and then every tag of it back is resistance. All right, and then you break above. So support, it's support as of now. A breakback below would be my signal to short. And preferably if we have a nice, clean negative divergence on both momentum indicators. So this might want to develop some more. Okay, maybe it does this and then pops, builds that divergence, then breaks. Until then, I don't see anything terribly wrong with it. All right. Hey, Scott, thanks for joining. Hopefully you find some value. I will be out. For anybody that just joined, I'm going to be out next week. But I will have my laptop, so I'm going to be, I'll be doing posts and stuff, just probably not getting the videos. Saturday, I won't do a live stream on Saturday. I'm flying home from Hawaii, so I'm kind of traveling all day. So nothing next week. And that's why I'm doing this one today. So typically these live streams are reserved just for the members on Saturdays. McDonald's. Okay, guys, I'm going to do 2 more, and then I got to get going. I already covered NUE. Alcoa is probably very similar, so I'm going to skip that one. Let's see here. New all-time high soon? Yeah, well, maybe. Kevin says new all-time high soon, question mark. Yeah, maybe. It's possible. Look, we're in a bear rally. They might try to trick us, all right? If I roll back to here, guys, this trend line is so obvious. So I'm completely open to the fact that maybe they try to do a little rope-a-dope and run it up, maybe hit the 200 and then fail. Okay, that's a possibility. We already did that here, all right? So I don't know. I think that was near the high, but we could have some fake out moves or some sort of buying climax where just everybody's piling in. I don't know. So we'll keep a close eye on it. And again, for me, guys, back to the hourly on triple Qs, my trade that I'm trying to do right now, and the one that I think that makes the most sense to keep us with a good probability, but also keep us profitable and safe, is I'm looking for the move down here. All right, 284.75, or this trend line on the hourly chart. Okay, I'll cover my short right there, and then I will not reshort it till we break the trend line. And that's it. That's my trade for right now. So if you guys see that, that's what I'll be doing. Hopefully I'm at my computer when that happens. But I'll probably set an order for that anyways. One more, guys. Shop. Let's look at shop. That's a nice rally. This thing's collapsed pretty much. So here's the zone of support I had. Big support down here. And they undercut it a little, but boom, recovered it, and boom, you're seeing that rally. So yeah, that would be expected. And so now on this one, you've got an uptrend line to watch on the daily. Okay, so until that trend breaks, there's really no great short, at least. Probably a rising wedge, but let me see here. Let me go down to the hourly chart. Yeah, I would go with that one. Upward price channel. Just walking up that price channel. And no, I mean, you have negative divergence on the daily, but it's not completely, it's just barely showing up. So look, see it? Let me zoom in here. You see this RSI, it's starting to turn down, okay? And you have an equal high. This is basically an equal high. So equal high in momentum, but the price made a new higher high. So that is negative divergence. On the PPO, you know, we're made a higher high in price, and we have a lower high in momentum, but it's pointed up, so not completely confirmed. This might need to develop a little bit longer. You know, maybe we want to come down, hit the trend line, make a new high. Might need to develop. I suspect it probably stalls out, you know, sometime soon, but I don't see enough in the chart to say I want to short this. And in general, if I was long, I'd probably just stay long for a swing trade. If this breaks this trend line, that would be my exit. But do recognize that, you know, we are in a bear market. The bigger picture, we're in a bear market. So oftentimes these bear market rallies, trap longs doesn't always give you the beautiful exit like you want. The perfect exit would be like you're just intraday trading and boom, it starts to break and you just exit and that's it. Usually it doesn't give you that. Usually it's like a gap down or something, you know, so recognize that. If I go to the hourly on this one, yeah, I mean, you're kind of putting in divergence. It's just not that developed. So yeah, nothing that I would be, it's not on my radar for shorting, and it is in an upward price channel. So that's it. Okay, guys, I think that's all I have time for PayPal. All right, let me do PayPal, and then I really do have to get going. All right, so PayPal. You've got support down here. This is the trend line I've had for a while. So look, boom. I just ran that out, and look at that reaction that you got previously. Boom, hit support and rallied. Support, resistance. So your support is at 71.82, and your resistance is at 93.29. And that's it. Just coming down to support. No super clean divergences. You know, I don't know. Look, maybe it's going to undercut this and put in a bullish divergence. I don't know. Until I see a setup, it's just coming down to support, and I don't know where it's going to go. But it likely will just continue down towards that level, and then we'll see. Couldn't be, you know, could run down. You know, there's probably another leg lower. I mean, if there's another leg lower in this bear market, and I think there is, maybe I'm wrong, but I think there is, then we're probably going to see that kind of final leg, or at least some sort of final impulsive breakdown. And PayPal could get all the way down here to like its IPO price. All right. So, yeah, I would look for that over, you know, looking to go long. I don't see a long setup yet on it anyways, so that's it. Okay, guys, that's all I got. Hopefully you found value. Take the course if you haven't done so. You know, just a suggestion. I think there's some value there. And I priced it so that it's affordable. I don't give my time away for free, but I'm not trying to just gouge you guys to death either. So that's that, and I will catch you guys. I'll catch you guys next week. All right, on Monday I should start. I'll be doing posts and stuff on Monday. All right, take care.